Wow, Scorpio. Okay, so there's a big message coming through, and it's about past life energy and your awareness of it, or you're going to become aware of something in your past life energy, and you're making a conscious decision to choose otherwise in this life. Now, if you're not totally on board with the whole past life idea, then it could be experiences that have happened in the past in this life. But I'm trying to conceptualize and put words to the energy I'm picking up on. And there is something that I can't put my finger on. There's almost a little bit of a privateness in your energy. It's like your privacy is very important, and you have a private kind of insight into something, a private awareness of something, meaning that this is just for you to know and to feel, and you don't have to share exactly what it is that you're intuitively picking up on when it comes to past life energy or to where you're going next. Maybe this is something that you want to keep to yourself. You could have a download, a dream, a sudden aha moment. Maybe something comes through in your own tarot work. Whatever it is, it's like it's private in some way. And Spirit wants me to say that to you repeatedly, it seems. So maybe you've been thinking about sharing something that's very intimate about your soul's path or your soul's journey. And while you're absolutely allowed to share whatever it is you please, there is something. It's like a little something special. It's like this little like string ball of energy. I'm seeing a cat with a ball of yarn. And there's something, it hasn't unraveled yet. This ball of yarn hasn't unraveled yet, and you're just kind of toying with it, playing with it. And you're meant to keep this private right now, this little wisdom, insight, nugget of information, or this little like aha moment. It's going to come to you. Some of you, it hasn't come yet. It's going to come in nature. You're going to be by a tree. Some of you are there now. Like there's a moment in time where this is going to come to you. Keep something private until you're ready to unravel the whole ball of yarn. Okay, so when I was asking about this past life energy that I'm picking up on, I got past life, inner battle, victim, and let it go. And this resonates so well with the first card that came out, which was poisons and toxins, fear, negative thoughts, and self-loathing. And when this came out, I was confused because in my meditation, I picked up something else. But now it makes sense. This feeling of poison and toxicity could be something that you're experiencing in your current life, in your present timeline, where there's something difficult, you feel you need to cleanse it out of yourself. You could be, being a little harsh on yourself at times. There's some negative thoughts or self-loathing going on. Some of you, this could be about aging, I'm just getting that, or something about the way you look in some way. You're just being harsh on yourself. It's a moment in time that's going to pass. But what Spirit's saying here, and I don't know why I'm speaking so quickly, but it's part of the energy. What Spirit is saying here is that this feeling of self-loathing or negative self-talk, or just those moments where you doubt yourself, are linked to some kind of past life in which you were victimized for your insights, I'm hearing, for your awareness. Now, I got that in a past life. Wow, okay, maybe we could slow it down, Spirit. I'm a Taurus, okay? I have Taurus and Mercury. I like to speak slowly. There's something rushing through, though, and I got an image of you on a train. Okay, so let me start with this. I got that in this past life, or in this lifetime in the past, you were an inventor. You invented things, like literally invented things that were of use to humanity, to people, to your community. And so this energy of invention is very important that you continue to feed and grow in this lifetime as well. And you could feel like when you're not doing something maybe with your hands or with your artistic energy, you find you're inventing up issues or problems or stories or something to occupy your mind with, because this is just your natural inclination to invent. So of course everything has light and shadow, so we could invent stories that don't benefit us, or we could invent stories that do benefit us, or actual things that are of value and use to us. Some of you are baking, okay? But like you're meant to invent. This is important. And an alchemist is kind of like an inventor a little bit. So tinkering around, toying with something, that ball of yarn, playing around with something that could be of use to you or others is significant for you. Maybe you're inventing your own tarot deck. I don't know exactly what you're doing, but it helps you transmute some energy from a past life where you were perhaps ridiculed for your inventions and your insights. I do feel like this energy coming through of somebody who was an oracle. I'm getting a specifically feminine energy, but it doesn't matter what your gender is. An oracle of sorts, or maybe you invented something that allowed people to see into the future or become oracles or understanders of their own life. Okay, you could have been an author even. And so it's important that you continue to feed this inventor energy. Now, the next message I'm getting about your past life is, well, I saw you on a train, and it was a modern train. And as this train was like rushing through and the world was just going by you quickly like a blur, the train started to transform into like an older looking train, like a steam train. And you got off, and then you're in this like other era, this other timeline. Maybe it was like the 1800s. I don't know. You were like somewhere else. So I feel like you're traveling back to see what it is that you've done, who you were with, what relationships you have or had, the relationships you have had. Okay, so there's a relationship in your current timeline, in your present, that is linked to something in the past. Okay, this could be you know who I'm talking about. Okay, this person feels like a soulmate or a soul contract or someone who's followed you around from past lives. You're making a conscious decision about that now. You're going back to your origin story in some way to figure out what you want next. And what you're choosing is the Ten of Pentacles. You're choosing security. You're choosing stability. But I feel like Spirit wants to make it clear that this doesn't mean a boring life, a predictable life, because you're still an inventor. So maybe you're going to reinvent what security and stability means to you. But it feels like you have had, or you did have, like some kind of intense relationship. And this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be family. It could be friends. Lots of intense relationships. And you were perhaps going to pursue it in this lifetime, or you are pursuing in this lifetime, but now you are deciding to choose the Ten of Pentacles instead, something that is secure and stable. This is somehow linked to you being an inventor, okay? Because the security and stability that you're choosing, it frees you up to explore what it is that you desire and that you want to explore, and to invent the things that you want to invent. If you're all caught up in the poisons and the toxins of the past lives or this life, then your energy is being consumed, I'm hearing cannibalized, by this toxic situation or relationship or the dynamics that are going on there. It's like you're all consumed. Even if you're not fraught about it, right? You don't have to be screaming, crying, pulling out your hair in total disrepair over the whole situation, but you're like linked to it. You're energetically tied to it. You keep going back to it. It's become a familiar reference point for you in some way. Spirit's saying, if you choose something else, which you must have that choice coming up if it's on the table, right? If you choose security and stability, then you're able to like take that energy back from that whole thing and put it towards something that you want to invent. And this will make you a lot happier. The other card that came out is Wisdom of Greater Force Than Wisdom, let me start that again. Wisdom is of greater force than destiny, Queen of Pentacles. And I'm seeing this as you, the Queen of Pentacles. You are choosing the Ten of Pentacles, not because you feel like it's destined to be this partnership. It could be love. It could be friends. It could be a job. Not because you feel like this is my destiny, But you're wise enough to know that this connection allows you to pursue something else that's destined for you, something that you want to invent. Now, of course, this union, this contract is full of beautiful, loving, kind energy. And it is fulfilling. It's the 10 of Pentacles. But it might not start off feeling so-called destined. But you're creating a new destiny for yourself. That's why all this past life stuff is coming through. Because Spirit's saying, like, you get to choose now. You're aware of the past karma, the past situations. You can reconfigure, reinvent your destiny. Choose the 10 of Pentacles. Make the wise choice. Instead of the other choice that was, embedded in toxicity and poisons that maybe felt destined in some way. I feel like a lot of those toxic relationships that we have, and most of us have had them, they do feel destined, and they are in many ways because they teach us a lot of lessons. But just because that's on our destiny card, okay, that whole situation, it doesn't mean we can't reorient our life force, our energy, our chi, I'm hearing, towards a path of different destiny, a different destined path, one that we select from wisdom, not karma. Whew, Scorpio. Okay, I also got the image of a black bear. And there was something about you being self-sufficient and resourceful. You're choosing a path now, not out of any kind of desperation or need, but you're choosing for your own prosperity. The very first thing that it came through, and I don't know how this fits in, but I heard it was like somebody else saying this to you, have mercy on me. So I don't know who it is that wants you to have mercy on them and what you're doing, but it is coming through. So somebody could have really effed up in some way, did you wrong, screwed you over, and they're feeling some kind of karmic repercussion, or they're nervous, they're scared, they're asking for your mercy. Actually, let me get a couple cards on that and see what I can get. And then we'll pull out some more. Who is this? Have mercy on me. We have concealed, skeptical, big move, disturbance, and attention. Somebody who created a disturbance in your life. They could have done it because they wanted a lot of attention, or your attention was focused on this disturbance. That's what I was saying. It's like all consuming over here. There's something here that they concealed in order to make a big move. Your skepticism of whatever it is they said or did revealed something, the truth, or their intentions, and now they want mercy. Okay, but why do they want mercy, Spirit? Like, what's happening? Double life and time. Uh-oh. Yeah, this person has been exposed in some way, okay? Whatever they were concealing, a double life of some sort, it was only a matter of time before it became apparent to you or to others. This person is not who they say they are, perhaps to other people even. Okay, like other people are seeing another side of them as well. Okay, somehow they're asking for your mercy in relation to this. Before we move on, can I just get some advice for Scorpio? The sun, the age knoweth the creator. Okay, that's what it says at the top. Temperance, carry fire in the one hand and water in the other. Four of Pentacles, fortune heapeth too much upon man. Okay. Have mercy on them. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure what this person considers mercy in this situation. But you've done what you needed to do. And I feel like there's no sense in twisting the knife, you know? It's already been done. So perhaps just leave it as is, or let something go, or don't push for more than's necessary in a situation. But you do have control and power in what happens here, whatever that's related to. Okay, let's get into the rest of your reading, Scorpio, and see what's going on for you. Some of you are going to start sleeping really well, and that's exciting. And I did get a message for you earlier. Actually, it was last month, and I got the message up all night. It came through in Taurus's reading, but I have felt compelled to scratch that out when I was starting with you today. So you're going to get some better sleep. It's on the way. Okay, maybe this is like you've been traveling the past life timeline here, the past life continuum, and now you're settled in what you've seen. Okay, Spirit. Let's see the energy supporting you, Scorpio. For Scorpio. Do 2 more, 3 more. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Andy. This is 13 Moon Tarot. If you're coming back, nice to see you back. I'm excited for you. I think this is very exciting energy. It's a rush. Like it feels like a rush. It's interesting because it's like a rush of stability, a rush of security, a rush of just like, everything is okay. Everything is going to be okay. And it is. You're the Queen of Pentacles here. Everything is going to be okay. Wisdom is of greater force than destiny. Okay, let's see. The energy supporting Scorpio, Spirit. Energy supporting. Generosity. This card has Saturn in Leo on it. Okay. I feel like this is, you know how I said there's something about you being an oracle or a seer in the past? This is what that looks like to me. This is like you showing something, saying something, and all the people listening to you. Generous with your wisdom, generous with your insights. The energy challenging Scorpio. Negotiation, Jupiter in Libra. We also have escape, Mars in Pisces. Egotism, Mars in Leo. And detachment, Venus in Aquarius. I'm just calling out the signs because they're on here. They could be part of your chart or someone else's, or maybe that's just energy you want to think about. But if it doesn't mean anything to you, that's okay too. Let's see the challenge here. Negotiation, escape, detachment, and egotism. Have mercy on me. It feels like almost somebody's trying to negotiate their escape with you. It's like they're asking you to release them from karma. I mean, but I think that request is misguided because only they can release themselves. I mean, I'm sure you could do something to make things more difficult, but perhaps you're going to be generous here and have mercy in whatever way you can. I think you should. I do. Because I think this whole situation or whatever this is referring to is toxic, poisonous, and you're beyond it. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't get justice and you don't do what's right, but again, it's like don't twist the knife. You may have to negotiate soon in some kind of business deal, or maybe housing or some kind of professional type context. Okay, and you may not want to go through with this negotiation because somebody is really egotistical, or you don't like their snake oil salesman tactics. Okay, there's something here about it. It's rubbing you the wrong way. Tell me, what should Scorpio do about that? Flattery and fortune. If this resonates with you or this comes up, I feel like to get the best deal for yourself or whatever it is that you want, it's actually going to be beneficial for you to just let them go with their ego, you know, maybe even flatter them a little bit, because they're so concerned about that more than they are of like what they may lose materially or what you may gain material in terms of material. I have a hard time saying that today. This is interesting. Some real mundane messages coming through here. This person could have Leo in their chart heavily, but if you flatter them or you feed their ego or you just kind of let them go off with their ego stuff, then you'll get the best deal for yourself if this is some kind of negotiation. Someone could also be trying to flatter you in order to get something from you. Try to detach from, you know, the way it makes your ego feel. And instead look at the facts of the situation and not the feelings. If you're feeling like someone's flattering you to get something from you. Okay. That's an interesting message. Is that a side message? I feel like that's a side message. Can we see other energy that is challenging? Bluff. And this is Jupiter and Gemini. Generosity and bluff. Romance. Could this be the double life? You called someone's bluff. You exposed something. It doesn't have to be romance, but I'm feeling like you caught something. You caught someone. Okay, let's get the tarot out and see where we're going here. Oh yeah, I also got the words boom and bust. And this felt like an economic boom and then a bust, but it feels like something you experienced in a past life. I don't know why that came through. Oh, this card's flipped over. Ace of Swords. What do you want to talk about, Scorpio? I feel like there's something specific that's trying to come through. What do you want to talk about? Some of you want, I'm just going to say it, okay? And if you don't resonate, that's fine. Some of you want an apology, or you want somebody to admit a wrong and to give you to give you something, to give something back to you. This could be energy. The Lovers. Yeah, I feel like that's somebody here in this reading is really pushing for me to read on a certain energy, and I can feel like it's coming from you. Okay, I'm going to just shuffle the cards and lay them out and see what message we get for the highest good of all, and see what it is that we need to talk about here. And if we talk about that, we talk about that. King of Pentacles, Queen and King of Pentacles. Okay, but this is your energy too. Queen of Pentacles again. Six of Swords, which is the card of mental detachment. This is Venus in Aquarius, and we already have that out here. Okay. Some of you might be going through like a split in a partnership, a marriage, something like that. I feel like you're going to, well, hold on. Let me see here. I want to ask what energy you should focus on embodying or using to your advantage. What energy should Scorpio focus on and use to their advantage in whatever situation they're thinking of right now? For the highest good of all. For the highest good of all. Caution. Mercury in Virgo, which is looking at the details. Mercury in Virgo. Paying attention. Ten of Pentacles is also a Virgo card. Caution. Caution with generosity. So be careful of how generous you are in a negotiation or some kind of dealing. Wisdom. You may feel like something is just not going to work in your favor. It's not going to go your way. Like you just feel like it's just karma or destiny that something's going to fall apart. But your wisdom is what pulls out the outcome that you want. There is, okay, I'm really strongly feeling like there's a solid, stable connection or job or something you have going on right now that is extremely prosperous. It's beautiful. It's different than what you've had before. It's like settled. It's not something you have to worry about too much. And I'm feeling like there's another energy aside from this that has caused great conflict in your life. A job, a person, friend, whatever. And it's like they're still lingering or they're still around. They're perhaps asking for your mercy. Maybe they are going to apologize. I don't know yet, but this is like there's something going on here with that energy. There's some kind of negotiation perhaps, energetically even, karmically. Well, yeah, it feels like they're trying to negotiate their karma with you. And Spirit's saying, careful of how generous you are with this, because you are meant to let it go. But that doesn't mean letting them get away with it. Does that make sense? What's the bluff here, Spirit? Manipulation. Wow. Jupiter in Scorpio. Somebody was trying to manipulate a situation and you called their bluff, okay? It's just kind of clear. But I feel like there's a bigger message here that's important for your soul's growth about choosing security, choosing stability, being an inventor, focusing on that rush of energy, this realization like I'm not my past life energy. I can break these karmic contracts. I've resolved this. I'm moving on. I'm doing this thing and I'm choosing my own destiny instead of being pulled into a destined path or fate because of karma. I can make my destiny from wisdom instead. And you can't. That's true. And then there's this more mundane message that keeps coming through about like whoever this is. Okay, so let's find out. Who is this needle nose I'm hearing? Who is this needle nose? Unsettling. Knowledge. Needle. Maybe they needle into your business or needle nose. Shadow work. Hold on one second, Scorpio. I just want to look up needle nose and I'm just going to see what comes up. Needle nose. Needle nose pliers, of course. Needle nose fish. Maybe there's Pisces energy. Let's see. Someone trying to ply something. Pliers. Let's look at the fish. Needle nose fish. Florida, Caribbean is coming up. Hawaii is coming up. Needle fish are long toms associated with very shallow marine habitats or the surface of the open sea. yeah, this is like ego, shallow. Someone who is shallow. Ew, they look kind of gross. Okay. Yeah, there's something here about this person being shallow or surface level, full of ego. There's something unsettling about them. It has something to do with like some... Okay. They have some knowledge for you. And that's what could unsettle you. Okay? Because regardless of who they are and what they've done and what you think about them, they do offer a lesson to you, or they have offered a lesson to you. And it has something to do with your own shadow. Okay? They're giving you some knowledge about something you've been careless about. Something with this person, you entered into some kind of union, contract, something, and you were a bit careless when it came to your stability and your security. Or protecting your own thoughts and your confidence. There's something careless, and a careless action you took that this person showed you, you know, not unknowingly, they showed you through the difficult lesson you learned. But they're still here. Why are they still here? You could have carelessly, take this or leave it, up to you. No reason to get upset. Okay, if you get upset, maybe it's a trigger, okay? But you could have been carelessly manipulating someone or a situation or even yourself, and they showed that to you. They mirrored that back to you. That's for someone. Say something. And embarrassed. They're here. They're still here because they're embarrassed. They're begging for your mercy. Have mercy on me. They're embarrassed. They want to say something. Scorpio, how did we turn into this reading? Fool me once. Yeah, I mean, delete. Trust in reverse. Okay, right, Scorpio? You, like, I'm hearing off the docket. Maybe this is a legal context. But you called their bluff. Maybe they did fool you once, and that's the lesson you learned, but they're not going to fool you twice. You've deleted them or deleted something, or the trust has been deleted here. You can't reinstall it. So can we get to the cards? Because the cards, well... the cards are going back to this Ten of Pentacles. There's a King and Queen of Pentacles here. There's victory for what you don't see coming. There's Six of Swords for your opportunity, which is mental detachment. Oh, sorry, that's actually in the challenge position. Right, but it is your opportunity, but it's a challenge to mentally detach, which is why it's poking its head through. And the way this reading is happening, 3333, is like an expression of the energy that I'm picking up on. It's like you want to invent, you want to go to these places, you want the stability and security, but then like here comes the thought, here comes the energy, here comes the person even, like they show up or whatever. And it's like detour. We have to take a little detour here. Okay, so we need advice. And we also have the Ten of Pentacles as your advice. So repeating cards here from different decks. Queen of Pentacles twice, Ten of Pentacles twice. The Six of Swords twice with that mental detachment. So your advice is to focus on the Ten of Pentacles. Wisdom, through experience, connection, stability. On this card it says inheritance, family, and prosperity. To focus on those things. And he's wearing this kind of like evil eye necklace around his chest. Maybe there's a certain pendant that you could wear to remind you of how far you've come. To protect yourself from these poisons and toxins. Be careful, be cautious in your generosity. Okay, but what is that? Generous with your energy, maybe. Can you tell me more about this caution? Two of Pentacles. Right. Well, that's exactly how I feel right now. I feel like I'm balancing two readings at the same time. Like there's two stories happening here. Yeah. There's the Lovers. I feel like there's definitely this other energy over here. Maybe they've been stagnant for some time. They've held off. And now like there's the rush of energy coming back. I know it sounds cliche, but that's like what I'm getting here. Careless action. After coming to some kind of realization, they're embarrassed for something they did. Death, your card. Deletion. Delete, you know? It's like it's over. Okay, so we know that Scorpio should be cautious in their generosity towards this person. So if this is a person who's egotistical in some sense, and they really thrive off of flattery of their ego, and you just want to get away from them and you don't want to go back into the weeds, perhaps you turn your back to this person, but you don't do it in a way that hurts their ego, because I feel like if you do intentionally set out to hurt their ego, their energy doesn't go anywhere. They keep gnawing at you. They keep bothering you. They keep they get more and more embarrassed, and they keep wanting to resolve that embarrassment, that ego wound with you. So perhaps it is the best course of action to just say something that, you know, sets the boundary, deletes them without injuring their ego, if you could do that. Because that will set you free of this whole cycle where you keep hurting their ego and they keep coming around to try to resolve their ego wound. You know? It's a strategy. Tell me more about the victory that Scorpio doesn't see coming. Page of Cups, that's the apology, and the Nine of Cups, which is the wish. Some of you, if you're having some kind of conflict around a child or children in general, it's going to go in your favor. Things are going to, whatever you're wishing to happen will happen. Some of you, this is a wish for an apology. Others of you, you're just wishing to start something new and fresh. And you can have whatever it is that you wish for, you can have. But it's only going to happen through your conscious use of your own wisdom. The wish isn't going to be fulfilled simply because of destiny. Wisdom is of greater force than destiny. It's going to come by taking wise actions. That's how you get your wish fulfillment. Or that's how you fulfill your wish. Okay. Strength is what's going to happen in the next 3 months, which is amazing. This is courage. Fortitude. I was getting something like watching your back without watching your back. The black bear maybe protecting you. So there's a great show of force and strength in the next 3 months. I'm going to get more on this, but I'm also going to do an extended reading. In the extended, we go a layer deeper. We see what else wants to come through. I'm curious. I want to see what's going to come through. If you want to go to that, the link is in the description box below. If you don't want to or you can't, trust Spirit already knew that, already knew what decision you were going to make, and didn't leave anything left unsaid for you, okay? So let's see. Tell me what else is happening here in the next 3 months. I'm hearing that steam train, choo-choo, choo-choo. 5 of Swords in reverse. No more games, no more manipulation. You've called the bluff. Maybe that's what you need to do every now and then, is take that train ride to the past, maybe even to the past life, do a meditation. And remember what it is that you actually know. Remember what it is that you went through that made you wise, that made you be able to call people's bluffs and see through their BS. I said the number 3 there by accident, so maybe that's significant for you. And really think about who you want to be generous with and why. because you do have a lot to offer, 10 of Pentacles twice. And there is someone who's going to be generous with you as well. But this other thing that's hanging around, okay, I feel like limited energy should be put in that direction, the Hermit. Less is more. You know, less words, less response, less reaction. But then also for some of you, if it's really starting to, I'm hearing fickle, if it's really starting to create a pickle in your mind with this person, and they won't go away even though you tell them to, perhaps try to come up with a strategy where their ego doesn't get hurt, because that's what's happening. It's like they're caught in an ego wound loop. Okay? Thanks, but no thanks. All right, Scorpio, that's what I have for you. I really hope that helped. I love you so much. Go invent something, and I'll see you next time.